Hello there and welcome to an episode of Planetary Annihilation Titans with me, Dan. This is a 1v1 ranked cast of me playing a game. I've just finished this game. I thought it was quite interesting. I thought it was quite fun. And I wanted to show the sort of weird tactics that some people do. I'm playing Alt 4, who is top of silver, I believe. I haven't actually got a rank yet, so yeah, I'm just playing, see if I can get my skills back up to where they were. So Alt 4 starts double air into an absolute ton of power. As I start more traditionally into in a sea map, so with naval into metal, into more naval, into air, or into air then more naval, and I put an extra power in before the second naval, because naval really does eat power. Meanwhile, Alt is doing like this air fabrication is quite strong. I'm getting air out. I went with a fabricator first, but I do start getting normal units out too. I went with fabricator first because the metal on this planet, Triton, is actually quite spread out, and I thought for speed, let's see if I can just get a few fabricators going around. I've got boat fabricator going out to another naval factory with more metal. Got piranhas, so little boats, trying to push first for an early attack. Meanwhile, I'm completely oblivious because I haven't got any vision up yet, and we're already a number of minutes in. But Alt's fabrication here is quite impressive, and we'll start clocking in the metal really quickly. You can see the deficit here, so like I'm almost half the metal of Alt. They've got all of those 3 metal spots. I'm sitting here with only the 1 metal spot because I was using my air fabricator rather than Commander had his own agenda doing a double naval. And then I start getting my naval boats to fabricators to actually go and get me metal out and about on the planet. Meanwhile, has snuck around the back of my base, and I haven't seen this. I didn't scout it. With this build power that they've built up incredibly fast, I managed to take out a couple of fabricators doing this thing, but the air fabrication are coming in strong. And he's put down anti-air, a laser turret, and torpedo launcher, and is now building a naval factory around the back here. Meanwhile, I've got some units just sitting here. My piranhas are just sitting here. I'm not really attacking aggressively like I'd sort of hoped. I've kind of stalled on metal and power, so it's causing a bit of an issue. But I have caught up my metal a little bit before I could get in there. I'm pushing my piranhas forwards now, and I'm starting to get some fabrication going out doing other things. I haven't actually got anything really going on. I've got more army than fabricators, and then, so if I just backtrack ever so slightly, I spy this group of units here. I think do I just stumble across them? Yeah, I just stumble across them with my with my air that I'd gone to go and try and get this fabricator, and they ran into it. So now they're trying to bring forward air to support, Galata turrets to create a bit of anti-air and start creeping his torpedo launchers and stuff forwards, which then start taking out my buildings that I'm trying to produce. So I'm threatened here. I've actually got some piranhas in their base trying to take out the economy, which I do manage to, because there's no defense here. But I do notice their commanders here. I'll try and bring in some more piranhas. I want to take out all the eco. I'm also focusing on this, and I push my comm forwards to try and take it all out, as well as any boats that I have kicking around. Try and take out everything. I'm trying to stay out of range with my Orca battleship, just to try and take these out without going near them. But I do get it a little bit too close, and it gets taken out. But I see this going up on land here. I don't really have any units that I can deal with this, so I'm just a bit like baffled. I've managed to take out lots of their power, so Alt's power is now struggling, and the same with metal. So I'm still beating with metal. I've got my boats going out everywhere, getting me metal points. And I'm getting some piranhas in because they're hover boats. They don't actually get affected by torpedo launchers, so I can actually take out torpedo launchers without actually going near. So this is my plan to try and move these forwards, which has kind of worked. And then I push my commander onto land to try and stop this from happening. Need to try and make sure that we don't get taken out here, get this base off my little island, and I start pushing some longer range, so orcas, that kind of thing. But because my economy is quite healthy, I'm not creating many factories or anything. I push for T2 out here with my 4 naval fabricators. Commander's done his thing, got rid of the units on land and now taking this out. Is trying to build this back up. Meanwhile, the commander is coming over. So these piranhas, they've kind of been left to be ignored in Alt's base. So I've now taken out more power. Of course, they've got the build power. They can build power over here, which is what they're doing. I accidentally pulled my commander away, I think, and want to try and... I need to get this off. I notice it's still there, so I push my commander back. But my T2 naval factory is coming up nice and quick, which is great. Meanwhile, I'm kind of being pushed here by all these kind of things. I bring in some more piranhas to take out all of this torpedo and stuff like that, which is going well. And I notice the commander coming in as well. Which is a bit like, oh my god, why is the commander here? This, I'm being pushed back. It's quite difficult. This was quite a stressful game, I have to be honest. They were right on my tail. They were causing lots of aggro, but I did get some fabricators going out still, collecting me metal, and I've got power. Now my T2 factory's up, but I hadn't noticed it was up, and I do get it pumping some units very shortly. I'm hoping very shortly. Yeah, there you go. So I start getting the subs, hoping that I'd be able to take out a lot of this and get the commander on land, because the T2 subs have like an ground sea to surface missile. Commander's now coming onto my island. I back out because I'm only at half health. I don't want to conflict this commander. I will not win that battle, so I then try and bring in my units, try and pull some units together. I'm boosting the T2 units. So I'm getting this sub out. I'm hoping this sub has the range, but it doesn't, to get the commander. And I don't think he sees me. I don't think he hasn't scouted over here, so he doesn't know that I've got T2 here. I try and get the odd air unit in, but at this point I'm just like, right, I'm just going to get T2 out. I'm just going to push T2 boats and see how we go. Commander's right here. If I can get some T2 on him, it's game over. But I've got all these boats and a double laser turret, which I put up because of all the land units. So I was trying to... The commander comes towards the base, decides against it, pushes away. Meanwhile, my piranhas have, mainly killed off all of their power at this end. And I keep pushing forwards with all of these. But I get my T2 sub in there and manage to, like... The fire rate of the T2 sub is more than his build power. As long as I don't get too close, I should be able to get some shots on the commander, which I do, as well as this is just an Orca, it's a T1 battleship. So I managed to take that out. I've got T2 subs coming in now, and I do start pumping out. I've put some other T2 units in the queue as well to try and get some battleships and stuff, but the commander is being shot by my units ultimately, and I managed to pick him off with a narwhal of all things. Oh no, it doesn't end there. T2 sub once again coming in. I've managed to get T2 really being pumped out. It's not affecting my eco enough. So like that T2 sub is just so powerful and the range is decent enough. Yeah, and I kill his commander with a narwhal missile. So I fully expected to lose that one. I'm very out of practice, and Alt 4 is at the top of silver rank. And playing a tactic like that really had me spooked, and I was a bit flapping. But luckily I had some power here to start building T2 out. And that was my saviour, really. I don't think I would have done that if I hadn't got this T2 factory out. But anyway, I thought it was an interesting game. Thought you might like to see it. Hopefully I'll be able to tell you what rank I am and actually start getting into winning some games again very soon. So like and subscribe and all that jazz, and I'll see you all later. Bye!